And you're very welcome back. Now, the race for the Liam McCarthy Cup doesn't get underway for another couple of weeks, but already it's generating huge interest. We'll be getting the views of Donal O'Grady and Ger Loughnane shortly. But first, let's hear what they have to say in some of the contending counties.
What a very good save by Brendan Commons. Goal shot!
Brilliant save.
What a save. And it's a penalty. They need it. It's in the back of the net. In for Comerford. 2 in a row. They are the first team to do 4 in a row since the 1940s.
What we did last year doesn't do much for a person at this stage, you know, or shouldn't anyway. So, you know, it's the excitement of facing up to your opponent and the excitement of taking on the best teams that are out there. That's what the sport is all about, really, you know, that's what we all look forward to.
We were very disappointed to lose against Kilkenny last year, but that's last year. 2010 is a new season, it's a new beginning, we're looking forward to it again, and we just had to put that in the past and learn from past experience.
All the way through the year, Dublin, the Leinster final, All-Ireland semi-final, again Waterford gave us the scare, and then, you know, everyone knows about the final and how close that was, you know, so it was very competitive, and I suppose we're expecting no different this year and starting with the first round in a couple of weeks' time.
Brian and his team down there have taken it to a new level. You know, in fairness to them, they've set a very, very high standard for us all. But I think it's clear from the leagues as well that you know, every team, I think, that we're all challenging, trying to get up to the level that Kilkenny are at in the last 4 years, and you know, it's not proving very easy.
To win the league was as I said at the start, it was kind of an ambition of ours to win every cup we started out with, the Walsh Cup, and then to go on and win the league. It's very important to get in every final, win every final. We got a good result, and we had to pick it up and drive it on. And Wexford is our next real game, and looking at Nolan Park is going to be a tough one.
Kilkenny are the best team I have seen over the last number of years, without a shadow of a doubt. But you do take the likes of Galway, very impressive in the league final. Cork, Tipperary, they're never going to be far away either. It makes no difference to us in Watford, because we've only one day to be focused for at the moment, and that's the 7th of June.
We're in a better position now than possibly we were 12 months ago, mainly because we've had a winter of preparation behind us. Hopefully that will stand to us come Páirc Uí Chaoimh in a couple of weeks' time.
We have to be realistic and say that we have a huge uphill battle on June the 7th, but I think everybody in Clare that follows hurling realistically would say if they go out, do their best, we get a bit of bounce to the ball and a bit of luck, you know, you never know what could happen.
Well, we're looking forward to the first round of the championship, and I suppose we're not looking any further than that. I think, you know, it will be a great experience for all these young players to be able to play a team of the calibre of Offaly.
Most teams see the league as preparation for the championship. I think for the like of Carlow, it's about consolidating Division 2 and, you know, becoming serious contenders to get to Division 1.
I mean, Galway put up a very good show in the league final, so I mean, coming out of Leinster, I would imagine that it'd be Galway or Kilkenny, but coming to the big day in September, I reckon it will be Kilkenny.
They've taken the game to a new level. They're going for 5 in a row. One of the greatest teams that ever played the game, if you like, and you know, they'll definitely be one of the teams to beat this year.
If we look back on the year and we've seriously competed, you know, for 70 minutes with any of the better teams, to me that would be progress.
This year, Galway seem to be the team, the league. They're a very good league, you know, and they're after getting a few players this year that they hadn't last year. Aidan Hart and a few more, and they seem to be doing a business for them, so I would be very fearful of Galway, really.
If you were a gambling man, you would have to back Kilkenny going for their 5 in a row, you know, that kind of way. But then you have the likes of Galway, the likes of Cork, Waterford, ourselves, you know, that kind of way. On any given day, any team can beat another.
You know, you'd obviously have to say Kilkenny would be in pole position. You know, they have been the form team. They've won the last 4 of them, you know, so that they're going to be, I suppose that they're the ones that I suppose we'd all see as being the major contenders.
If we were to be successful this year, they could start counting if they like then, but it doesn't matter to me. I mean, that doesn't interest me at all, you know, it's the next match, and it's this championship coming on, the sun is shining now, and we're in Nolan Park, and the pitch looks absolutely brilliant, you know, so what happened last year, the year before, it doesn't matter, it's well gone as far as I'm concerned.
Doesn't matter to Kilkenny, it matters to everyone else. Donal O'Grady, how many real contenders are there for this year's championship?
Well, I suppose there's you're talking about Kilkenny are, you know, are top of the pile, and then you have probably, you know, Tip, Galway, Cork and Waterford, that's about it, really, you know. And the way the thing is structured, really, Munster champions and the Leinster champions will avoid each other. So really, like you're probably looking at probably 3 teams after the provincial finals, and that'll be that. But you know, probably took Tip, if they reach the heights they reached last year, right, they're probably number 2. Galway. But Fergal Moore will be a huge loss to them, I think, being injured, and they got David Collins back, and I know Fergal Moore was their man mark on defence, so you know, I think that lessens them a little bit.
Chair, how many contenders do you think there are?
Well, it's very hard to disagree with that, you know, but I think the main thing...
Would you include Waterford?
I would include Waterford, yeah. If you take for the quarter-finals, you take those 5, and you maybe double them with an outside chance to get into the quarter-finals, depending on the way the draw goes, you know, but... Like, if you remember a few years ago, there was an ad, Immortality Beckons. You know, the whole year will be dominated by Kilkenny going for the 5 in a row. Now, Brian Cody will say, every year we set out to win the All-Ireland, which they do. But, like, if they win the All-Ireland this year, something that was never done before in the history of the GAA, but there's also immortality for whoever beats them. So that's a huge incentive for Tip and Galway. Galway could get 2 bites of the cherry. For Tip and Galway especially, very hard to see anybody outside Tip and Galway beating Kilkenny.
Right.
I think, anyway.
Have you Kilkenny number 1, Donal? Or Kilkenny for this year?
I have this because I think that there's no form to go on. I mean, I just count league form completely, right? And I mean, things like there's a man next to me who jumped up in a dressing room, you know, seat back in '95 after being hammered in the league final and said they were going to win the All-Ireland, and it is. So league form to me doesn't really count. I think you have to see the first couple of championship matches, and Kilkenny haven't had fierce, tough campaigns except for the All-Ireland last year. They haven't been physically battered or whatever. So I think they're in very good shape. And I think Cody has handled things very, very well. They've dropped the way down, right? There's nobody talking about them, and I think he has 2 or 3 matches to get over, and I think, you know, they're in pole position.
Yeah, you look at that approach this year. Last year they went out and they hammered Cork, they hammered Tip, they hammered Galway in the league. They're 3 big opponents, if you like. Then a massive league final against the